Friend has been asking what I've been up to in Railroads Online because she knew like a month ago, I started this map. And started out just the freight depot. And then the ironworks. I had those connected. And then I had like the iron ore mine. And I've been playing this for like a month and a half. And then I had that connected up to the smelter. All the track layout that you see, and I have logging camp set up. I have the sawmill all set up, and I have the water tower all set up, and I had the coal mine up here set up with tracks that ran down, and it split, and one track went this way, and it came back up that way. The other track went all the way down, and it came through here and past the cattle farm, and it continued on, and it connected up this way and this way with the track that goes through the tunnel back up to here. But it continued this way through here and went on to the second track here, back here, and through this way and back to the freight depot. The secondary track over here ran through, and that curved, went up this way, and ran this way, split, and went down to connect with the other track, and up to connect this one, and back up there, yada yada, through here. Well, now that I'm level 5, figured, you know what, I'm gonna do oil. Well, redid all in through here, and but prior to that, I rebuilt this because this used to come out of the tunnel here, split here, go down that way, but 4.5 degrees is too steep for the locomotives that I have right now, so I had to come up with something no steeper than 2.5 degrees, so that led to redesigning of that. Well, that led to last night me putting in firewood place here, just because I didn't have any. But that led to redesigning all this in through here, redesigning down here, connecting all of this down here, reconfiguring that so then go back around, because now I've also added the gold industry. So that takes us down to this mess down here. And we've got the smelter there, and then that comes up to the mine, but because things are so tight up here, I've got no storage for miscellaneous cars, whatnot. So, figured out I'd throw in a freight yard. Well, now we also have over here, and this, I had already recorded a video of things, but Stamp Mill found out this side here, because it's up high, I couldn't dump water or anything, so I've had to raise the track, which I just did prior to making this video. And then I also fixed over here, because while I was making that video, I realized once I get here to the cattle farm, well, the meat packing plant, actually it wasn't a meat packing plant, because I put this in last night, but realized when I was up over here at the cattle farm, which, this being laggy, I've got no way to get back to the meat packing plant if I'm on this side picking up the cattle. So I had to redo this junction right here to put that in. But then I also realized too, if I'm on this side delivering wheat and straw and all that, how am I supposed to get back to the wheat farm? Because the only other alternative was to go all the way down through here by the oil well here and either loop back up this way and come back around, or leave the cattle farm, go all the way up this way, come all the way around, through the tunnel and come all the way back this way. Which this all in here has this I did on Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. I was playing over here, but I've got the wheat farm all in. But then I was thinking last night around like 2 o'clock in the morning, why don't I just add the agency? Because I already had the track that came down this way, spun around back in there. I had spur stops for the agency. So I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll put the agency in. So I've got that there with its own little storage yard. And then that spits back up to that way. So everything from the cattle farm all the way over to the ironworks, everything south of that is all new. And the cattle farm was not connected. That was just bypassed. So when you turn around and take a look at it, this is all the old stuff with the exception of the line going that way, because I added that last night and I reconfigured this, added the firewood facility, because that comes in handy if I have too much wood for there or too much wood for the mine. But this is all original from like a month ago that I put in here. So I'll do a quick fly through the valley. When I've got the mine here with all its storage tracks and whatnot, and they do come in handy. But then that spits around the corner, and that goes up to here, which this is all still original. And it all goes into its different loading tracks and storage tracks and whatnot. And I have my original train, which I beat the crap out of. Poor thing hates me. Because I had that thing pulling up to 12 cars. Yeah, crazy. But this is all original, and this splits. There's bypass track going that way. So you can go from here and go that way and bypass the logging camp. This is the spot that I had to redo last weekend because I couldn't get out with that locomotive that's there or the other one that I bought. But that all goes back to there. And then last weekend I added in this spur that goes around so that if you're here and you need to go to the sawmill, you can just go this way and back out that way, or you can come in this way and go back out that way instead of having to take the bypass that way or having to go down that way and then through the tunnel. This all in through here is all original. Nothing's changed. There's still the bypass back there, and that goes all the way to the back side of the sawmill. This changed last night when I cut in the refinery, which that was a pain to get put in. But if you come south into here, there was no way back. You only had the option of going that way and around the lake, or this way and all the way around that way, and then through the tunnel. So I added this little spot here, which that in itself dumps back out onto here, and I've had to redo the track in through here so I could pick up the refinery. But the layout of the track, the main line that goes through is relatively the same. I just added the refinery, and all in through here is all the same. I've just tightened up the corners and fixed this so it was all smooth. But that's all original. This is all original in through here. This is chaotic, to say the least, because if you come in that way from the logging camp, you can go in, and you go in with your logs this way. Well, now you can come in this way, which this was a few weeks ago. I did this, one of the original things I did. But you can come in, you can go back out this way and go around, or if you come in through this way, you can go the same way, or If you come in through that side, you come in the track this way, you've got an option. You can come in this way on that track, go through the water tower, hit this inside one, and now you've got an option. You can either come this track to go into the log side, or you can stay on the outside one, come in through the crazy set of switches there, and you go this way, back out. Or you can, like I said, you can come in this way, and if you don't go that way and around, you can come in this way and zip around. But this is all original in through here, and this is the complexity of it. Like, I kind of wish we had better switches, but it is what it is. But the other thing that hasn't changed was fly up over this way. This over here, I had to reconfigure that one to pick up the cattle yard and everything down there. That was crazy. But this hasn't changed. This has got one mainline track on the outside, the loading platform on the inside. Then there's 4 storage tracks back here that I can store stuff. So if I bring in extra like beams and this is full, I can just drop the beam cars up there, pick up later, or I can drop the rails and park them back there, and then pull when these are empty. I can pull the rails over the cars, load them, unload them, send them off, or I can even store the coal cars back there so that when I need this, take the cars over. But this goes through the tunnels, which they haven't changed. They've stayed the same. I've just cleaned up the track. And this spot changed because before it used to be 2 spurs, and one went around, as I described on the map, went through that tunnel and went back around that way. The other one came this way and it bypassed the cattle. It went south of the cattle farm. I went back up that way and connected back over to the double tunnel that way. But this past weekend, I reconfigured all of this to put in this Mesa track, make a loop coming out of there, back into the cattle farm. So you can come through there. You can either go on the side for the wheat and all that, and the straw, or you can go on the side for the cows. But I've added this past week. And then last night I was reconfiguring this because I didn't like the turn down here because I had to cut in the agency. But I've got 2 storage tracks, a loading track, and a main line through there. Same thing on this side. The loading track, main line, 2 storage tracks. These rocks aren't actually here. That's just a graphical glitch because I've actually removed the rocks. But they still show up, even though they're not there anymore. I've had to reconfigure this corner, which this just used to come up here. This switch was up there more, but it wasn't really playing nice with going to the agency. So I ripped that out this morning, around like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, redid it. I've added the tracks in there so you can come in through that side, go into the top of the agency, or you can come in through this side and go in the bottom of the agency. But then I got thinking, how am I supposed to get back out? Because I got to go to the mines and all that. Well, now you go that way and go off that way instead of having to go all the way this way, halfway across the map. Just go back that way. So if you come in through the top, you go out the bottom, back out the top. You come in through the bottom, you go out the top, and you can go left or you can go right. This up in here was a pain, just because of the hill. Still haven't used that yet, because I'm not sure what I want to use it for. I'm supposed to get seeds and all that, but I haven't figured out how to lay the track on the on the deck. So once I figure that out, I might incorporate that. Don't know. But if I do in the future, I can just rip this out. But now we get to more of the new stuff. Cut this in last night. And there's a loop so that you can come in and bring all your tools from that side of the map, come in through here. You got a choice. You can either come in through the top, come in through the north, go out the south, and back out that way, or you can come in this way, go back out that way. And if you come from the cattle farm, you can come in this way, hit the loop, go back out that way, or you can go the longer way, go back out that way. But I've also got this to where another main line runs through. And that goes over here to the meat processing plant. Then I got thinking, okay, if I bring the cattle in through that side and bring them in through this way or that way, I've got to get in here. Well, I go into this side. How am I supposed to get back? Because the only other option was to go that way through the valley and back around. So I was like, oh crap. So put that one in here, because the only other option was to tie into the track there, come back. So now you can go this way, or you can hit this loop and go back this way. That side's for pickup. That goes out to the freight depot. But I put in the valley in through here. That connects to the freight depot. This connects through. And then this, I've changed it. And now that track on that side, the north, that used to only go that way up to the refinery, now goes straight through as another main line, which goes out that way. And then you also have the other track, which goes through, because I have it set so that when you're going west, you use the top track. When you're going east, you use the bottom track. Just that way, if I have like friends on here too, you don't have two of us trying to go the same way through one tunnel. Especially if we come through opposite ends. But if you fly it this way, there's a huge interchange in through here with the cattle farm. And I noticed when I was doing the other video, if I'm here, I've got nowhere to turn around. I have to go all the way that way and back around through the tunnel that way to go back out that way. Or I have to go through the wheat farm, turn around there, and then come back. So I was like, crap. So I put the turnaround at that end. And that was done because then I realized this way, if I come in for the wheat farm, how am I supposed to get back over to the wheat farm? I either have to go this way and all the way around that way, or I have to go this way, that way through the tunnel, and then back to the wheat farm. Which, my short attention span, it's like, yeah, no. So I just cut that in before I made this video. But we've got the refinery over there. And then also noticed too, while I was recording the previous attempt, this over here, the stamp mill, might not actually work. And I've got this set up with its own little freight yard. I still have more stuff to add, like the silos and everything else, but that'll come in due time, depending on what updates. But I had a track that was flat right here, and I'm like, I wonder if I can still add water, because I didn't have any anchor points. Turns out, nope. So I had to put a wall in here, because they've got this stuff sitting up top, but there's nowhere to connect to it. And the funny thing is when I hooked up at this end, there's no anchor point at that end, but when I hooked up on that side of the bins, there was no anchor point on this side. So I'm hoping those bins are connected to the track, because if not, we're screwed. But I cut all of this in last night. This is a rat's nest of tracks, because you can come in from that side and go this way to the bottom, or you can come in from this side, which that is a turnaround, so that if I deliver this way, like the water, I can come down, spin that way, and go back out. There's another turnaround there, so I can come in through that side, come back out this way, or I can come in through this way or that way and back through. And I can either go that way to the freight or the ironworks for tools, or I can go this way over top of the diamonds. And I can go into here. I've got options. If I'm delivering coal, I can go here in through the south, go out the north, or I can go through the north, come out the south, and then go back out that way, or I can go off to that way, still come back through this way if I miss my turn, or I can go that way and go back out through the bottom and go back out that way instead of having to go through the top of the map. But this also connects up to the mine, and it splits where there's like two different connections. Then go this side and go up that way, or I can go through here. And if I go through here, there's options here. If I go south, I go to the freight depot. If I go north, I go to the mine. And the reason why that is because I put a storage yard here for the mine up there, because there's no room. And the ground in through here is very uneven. Reminds me of the Aurora map. But I can go straight through, and that'll connect up with that track, and that in itself takes me in through the south, which is why there's only one track here. And then I can go this way, and not wanting any more than 2.5 degrees slope. This is how long I had to make the track. And then because all this is all uneven, that's all got to come back around to there, which is pain in the ass. That's why this track is so long. Because yeah, I could drop it at 4.5 degrees, but 2.5 degrees to get from up there down to ground level put me here. But I was initially gonna connect it from that way and have track come this way, but then it's like, how am I gonna turn around and have track coming that way, track coming that way, and a track coming that way, and do the freight yard? So I put it there. But that's, in a nutshell, what I've been building while I've been on vacation, which is crazy. Because as I said before, the north half of the map I did a long time ago. It's the south that I wanted to get more involved in. But with that, that's a look at the work in progress on this railroad on this map, which this map's had its challenges and its bugs, but it's been fun. And hopefully I'll get to make some more videos and do some live streams on this. But until then, hope you have fun.